Hey guys, welcome to the Stream Space. So, we used to do our videos in this format, and I think that they were a lot clearer. So, we're going to do that again. So today we're doing something special. We got the Pokemon Go ETB, as it were, Elite Trainer Box. And we're going to pop this guy open and open all the packs and stuff. And I'll show you all the stuff that it comes with. Now, we haven't done a video like this in a while. My pigeon going crazy, but it would be nice to kind of return to form as that. We got to do. We're gonna be doing a bunch of filming back to back too. So if I'm still wearing this shirt over a couple next videos, they were probably filmed on the same day. So anyways, we're gonna pop this guy open. So as you can see, this is the Mewtwo ETB. I don't think you can get a different one. I don't remember there ever being another one. So we're gonna start to pop this open. Let's do this. Okay, so obviously we get our old plastic wrap off. I'll just bring a bag here to use for garbage. Okay, so the first bit of that comes off is obviously the sleeve, and then we'll get a look at the manual and the ooh, wow, I actually like that blue and silver. That looks really cool. I mean, the other one on the outside is basically the same image, but it doesn't have a shine to it. So, these usually come with a special manual. And, that's what it looks like. And, okay, these are Pokemon Go rewards, which are pretty cool. But this is what the manual looks like that it comes with. It actually has a different feel to the paper compared to other ones. I like to also point out this is a limited trainer box, so this is not like the other ones where, you know, the cards in this are from a special set. So they're not from like a traditional booster set like Astral Radiance or Lost Origin. This is its own special release. So let's get right into this. Comes with a little sleeve, which I don't keep these. I never keep these because I let the box actually close properly. Now, so most trainer boxes come with 8 packs. This comes with 10, so we have 100 cards to go over, and we have not been over. We won't have been over most of them. So it comes with some dividers. So if you want to use the trainer box as a storage system for your cards, you have these dividers, so you can actually keep them separate from each other. Gives you a set of dice to work with. So these are, you got that crystal blue and white, and it even has Go written onto it, which I think is super cool. And then you got the white ones with blue writing, which I think is kind of nice. Acrylic tokens for burn / poison / whatever. As always, it comes with some energies. Nice little pack O energies. Now this one, this is a special release, so it actually comes with a special edition Mewtwo V. Now he is no different from the Mewtwo V in the Melmetal and Mewtwo releases. His art is different, and he's kind of almost rainbowy. So I think it's an alt art, and he looks really cool. You get your good old code card. Make sure I'm not flashing you the code. I like you guys. I don't like you that much. A V-Star token, which I do have to look up how to use the V-Star cards. I don't have any of them in a deck, and I don't even think I've ever drawn one from a pull. You got Mewtwo here. It's pretty slick. Some really good-looking card sleeves, which I think are super cool. So anyways, let's get the ball rolling on these. So as you guys know, how we do these is we will talk about a card the first time we see it, and every other time after that we will flash past it, outlining what it is, of course, so we won't like just go and that's it, fuck that card, we're never talking about it again. We'll say the name at the very minimum, but we're not going to go over the attacks and stuff all over again. That's silly. Okay. We are now starting our first pull. Let's get this shit going. Okay. Okay, Mike. Here is the Earth. All right. Alright, so, as always, code card. And starting from the bottom, and now we got the card Lure Module. Each player reveals the top 3 cards of their deck and puts all the Pokemon they find into their hand, and each player shuffles the other cards back into their deck. Oh, sorry, we'll do this right. Charmeleon. Charmeleon's a Stage 1 Fire-type Pokemon with 90 HP. This variant of him has 2 attacks. One is Scratch for 1 Fire Energy and 1 Colorless, 30 damage. The other is Flamethrower, and that's the cost of 2 Colorless and 2 Fire, and does 100 damage, but it requires that you discard a Fire Energy from the Pokemon to continue using the ability. Weak against Water, that's a given. Resistant to nothing, and a retreat cost of 2. Candela. Don't know who this is. I think he's the fire leader. She. Is that a girl? It could be a woman. I don't know. It might be a woman. I'm not sure. Anyways, draw 2 cards, and if you drew any cards in this way, flip a coin. If heads, attach Fire Energy from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. That's pretty cool, I guess. Psychic Energy. Alright. Blissey is the holo for this pack. It's actually a pretty good looking Blissey. And it's on a gym leader. It's on a gym, like a Pokemon Go gym. Stage 1 normal type Pokemon with 200 HP, and it evolves from Chansey. As we all know, the first attack for 1 colorless energy is Enriching Egg. Heal all damage from one of your bench Pokemon. Zen Headbutt is its next attack for 100 damage at the cost of 3 any colored energies. It's weak against fighting, resistant to nothing, and a retreat cost of 4. That's a pretty slick rare. I really like it. The reverse holo is another Candela, so that's okay. So now we've come across our first double. You'll notice I told you what it was, but we're not going to get into it. Alolan Rattata. Alolan Rattata is a basic Dark-type Pokemon with 40 HP. He does Hyper Fang for 50 damage at the cost of 2 any colored energies. Flip a coin, and if tails, this attack does nothing, so you could waste your turn. Weak against grass, resistant to nothing, and a retreat cost of 1. Pikachu, the god. The great god of Pokemon. Pikachu is basic electric-type Pokemon, as we all know, with 60 HP. Its attack is Buddy Bolt for 30 plus damage at the cost of 1 electric energy and 2 any color. If you played a supporter card from your hand during this turn, this attack does 30 more damage. So, I mean, if you're your supporters are usually pretty solid to use in the first place, but this makes it even better. Weak against fighting, resistant to nothing, and retreat cost of 1. Bibarel. About to jump a Smeargle by the looks of it. Or he's photobombing. I can't tell. Bibarel is a Stage 1 normal type Pokemon with 110 HP that evolves from the god of HM's Bidoof. The ability it has is Reassuring Dam, and as long as this Pokemon is on your bench, cards in your deck can't be discarded by effects of your opponent's attacks, abilities, item cards, or supporter cards. Its attack that it has is called Hammer In for 80 damage at the cost of 3 any colored energies. It is weak against fighting, resistant to nothing, and a retreat cost of 2. Slowpoke. Slowpoke is a basic water-type Pokemon, technically psychic, with 70 HP, and he has 2 attacks. First one is Hold Still for... Hold Still. He's good at that. He's good at holding still. I'm not. Anyways. Hold Still is... It heals 30 damage from this Pokemon at the cost of 1 colorless energy. Second attack is Ideal Fishing Day. It's costs 1 water energy. Put an item card from your discard pile into your hand. Okay, that's not bad. Last but not least for this pack is Ambipom. Ambipom is a Stage 1 normal type Pokemon with 90 HP that evolves from Apom. Its first ability is Primate Dexterity. If any damage is done to this Pokemon by attacks, flip a coin, and if heads, prevent that damage. Nice. It has an attack called Full Tilt Fling for 60x damage at the cost of 1 colorless energy. Flip a coin. If for each energy attached to this Pokemon. This attack does 60 damage for each head. So if you just load this guy up, like, with, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 energies, just any kind, and then you use that, I mean, you could really have some fun. I mean, if you get about 5, I mean, there's a good chance you're going to get about 2 or 3 of them in the flip. I mean, you could get none, depending how it works, but, yeah, that's looking like you could really wreck somebody with that card. Okay? Now, I didn't go over the Mewtwo with you because we went over him in the deck video, so definitely check out that video if you're kind of curious about what his abilities are. Like I said, this version of him is no different. Next pack. Okay, and starting from the bottom, Candela. The Candela effect. Slowbro. We got Slowbro. Slowbro is a stage 1 water-type Pokemon with 120 HP that evolves from Slowpoke. It's got 2 attacks. First one is Tumbling Tackle. 20 damage at the cost of 1 colorless energy. Both active Pokemon are now asleep. Rough. For the second attack, Twilight Inspiration. 2 colorless energies. You can use this attack only if your opponent has exactly 1 prize card remaining. Take 2 prize cards. It's an unusual thing, so it can, like, really help you catch up. So what, you can win? You can use that to win? Like, because it doesn't do any damage. The Twilight Inspiration does no damage. That'd be one cheap way to win. I just use this attack 3 times because you got me on the ropes, buddy. Anyways, weak against electricity, resistance to nothing, and a retreat cost of 3. Item card, Pokestop, technically a stadium. Once during each player's turn, that player may discard 3 cards from the top of their deck. If a player discarded any item cards in this way, they put those item cards into their hand. Fighting energy. Oh, nice! One of my favorites. Zapdos. I like Zapdos. He's one of my favorite Pokemon. Zapdos is a basic electric-type Pokemon with 120 HP. Has 1 ability and 1 attack. The ability is Lightning Symbol. Your basic Lightning Pokemon's attacks, except any Zapdos, do 10 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Its attack is Electro Ball at the cost of 2 Lightning energies and 1 colorless energy. 110 damage is what that will do out. Weakness is Fighting, resistance to nothing, and a retreat cost of 2. Reverse Holo in this case is Magikarp. I mean Carp. I'm kidding. But not really. Anyways, Magikarp's a basic water-type Pokemon with 30 HP. Lively Grouping is its attack, one of its attacks, and that costs 1 colorless energy. Search your deck for any number of Magikarp, reveal them, and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Second attack is Raging Fin for 10 plus damage at the cost of 2 colorless energies. This attack does 30 more damage for each Magikarp and Gyarados in your discard pile. The classic Squirtle. Squirtle is a basic water-type Pokemon with 70 HP. He only has 1 attack, Water Gun, for 20 damage at the cost of 1 water energy. Weakness, electricity, resistance to nothing, retreat cost of 1. Meltan. This is the second runner-up for Cave Herpes, aka Zubat. He's just as annoying because when you play Pokemon Go, you can use an item and you will just attract a metric fucking ton of them. Now, in order to get him up to Melmetal status, you do need to actually do that because it requires 400 candies just to bring him up. Meltan's a basic Steel-type Pokemon with 70 HP. He only has 1 attack, and it's actually a weird one, Thundershock. 20 damage at the cost of 2 colorless energies. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Okay. Aipom. Aipom is a basic normal type Pokemon with 60 HP. Only 2 attacks. He's got Slap for 3 colorless energies, and it does 30 damage. The first one is Bustle for 1 colorless energy. Flip a coin. If heads, during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage and effects of attacks done to this Pokemon. Got our Magikarp again, same card, just not reverse holo. We got the Lord of HMs himself, Bidoof. Basic normal type Pokemon with 70 HP. His one attack is Takedown for 50 damage at the cost of 3 colorless energies. This Pokemon also does 10 damage to itself. Well, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Not really. Takedown has always been one of those moves. It's like, you're really playing with fire using this. Okay, we've taken down 2 packs. Let's keep it going. Now, these will speed up as time goes by because we're going to start coming across doubles and stuff. I actually really like all the artwork too, and these seem to all be fairly original Pokemon, like first and second gen and stuff like that. I'm cheating a little. Cool. All right, so first up, Steelix, which I find strange that he's an uncommon, and I actually kind of don't like that. Steelix is a Stage 1 Steel-type Pokemon with 180 HP that evolves from Onix. First attack is Body Slam for 70 damage at the cost of 3 colorless energies. Excuse me. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Second attack is Iron Buster for 170 damage at the cost of 1 steel and 3 colorless. During your next turn, this Pokemon cannot attack. Weak against fire, resistant to grass, and a retreat cost of 4. That's actually really hefty. Okay. Pokestop. Pokego. I don't know. Pokemon is Wartortle. Pokemon he's a Stage 1 Water-type Pokemon with 90 HP at the cost of, well, I don't know why I said that. I'm mixing up my words, and I hate it. Stage 1 Water-type Pokemon with 90 HP that evolves from Squirtle. Little bastard that we saw earlier. Water-type attacks, or sorry, I don't know why I keep saying Water-type. I like saying Water type. Maybe I just like the phrase. Anyways, his 2 attacks are, one is Water Gun for the 30 damage at the cost of 1 water energy, and Hydro Pump. When I want my Tortoise in World of Warcraft to use whenever I macro it. But, you know, Blastoise uses Hydro Pump. Anyways, stole that joke from my friend. He got me into WoW, and that's what he did with his. Anyways, he had a pet tortoise in the game, and fucking sent it after people. Anyways, so yeah, 50 damage plus at the cost of 3 colorless energies. This attack does 10 more damage for each water energy attached to this Pokemon. Fire energy, we all know what those do. Now, I saw this earlier, and I was like, oh yeah. Conkeldurr V. The fuck kind of Pokemon? I'm getting the impression that he's an evolution of Gurdurr. Okay, so, like, I'm getting that, but he looks ridiculous. Fucking look at that. He looks silly. Anyways, that generation, not a fan. I did not like Black and White. Why you guys gotta make this about race? Why you gotta make it about race? Fucking kids these days. Anyways, he's a basic ass bitch. Conkeldurr V is a basic fighting type Pokemon with 230 HP and a V card. Has 1 attack or 2 attacks. First one's counter for 20 plus damage at the cost of 1 fighting energy. If this Pokemon was damaged by an attack during your opponent's last turn, this attack does that much more damage. Holy shit. So if he got like crunked for like 170 damage, you could like give that back plus 20. That's crazy. Next one is Dynamic Punch. Dynamic entry. 90 plus damage at the cost of 1 fighting energy and 2 colorless energies. Flip a coin. If heads, this Pokemon does 90 more damage, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. Okay. Got a reverse holo for this pack. It is another lure module. We already went over what that does. Pidove. Pidove is a basic, a basic normal type Pokemon with 60 HP. First attack is Growl. During your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon's attack does 20 less damage before applying weakness and resistance. Second attack is Flap for 20 damage at the cost of 2 colorless energies. Wimpod evolves into Golisopod, and I think he is a badass as far as, like, water grass types. Like, he's like a weird bug type Pokemon that actually looks freaking cool. Anyways, He has his basic water-type Pokemon with 70 HP. He has one ability called Punk Out, and if your opponent has any Pokemon V in play, this Pokemon has no retreat cost. Second is Gnaw for 10 damage at the cost of 1 water energy. There's the HM God. Praise you, Lord of HMs. Good old Charmander. It's kind of cool because we have most of the beginners from the Go series so far. Charmander is a basic fire-type Pokemon with 60 HP. He has one attack, Tail on Fire. We know. We get it. Your tail's on fire. Okay, 10 damage at the cost of 1 fire energy. Search your deck for a fire-type energy card and attach it to this Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. Last but not least, Onix, which is kind of cool. So we got Steelix at the start of the pack, meaning we could actually use that from the get-go. So, he is a basic fighting-type Pokemon with 120 HP. You know, it's kind of cool because he could actually hold his own in this form, because that Steelix had 180 HP, so that's pretty slick. So his first attack is Rock Tomb for 50 damage at the cost of 3 colorless energies. Second one is Rage, and that's 50 damage. During your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon can't retreat. Second attack is Raging Swing for 50x damage. This attack does 50 damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. Weak against Grass, loses resistance and nothing, and a retreat cost of 4, which is actually kind of interesting because it becomes resistant to Grass after this. Okay. 3 packs in. Doing good. I'm hoping for some double rare packs on this. That'd be kind of cool. Okay. I'm going to do this in a different order, too. Okay, we got our card code. Okay. Meltan. Charmander, Apom, got a newbie, Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur is a basic grass-type Pokemon with 70 HP, has 2 attacks, Vine Whip for 10 damage at the cost of 1 grass energy, and Razor Leaf for the 20 damage at the cost of 1 grass and 1 any. Bit of... Oh, that is so cool. Okay, so we got a really good one on this one. Oh, you're going to fucking love this, guys. First up, Radiant Charizard. I've never seen this, but this is either the shiny variant. No, this is the shiny variant. So this is a shiny Charizard. Radiant Charizard is a basic fire-type Pokemon with 160 HP. You can't have more than 1 Radiant in your deck. Okay. Alrighty then, let's find out why. First, it has an ability and an attack. The ability is Excited Heart. This Pokemon's attacks cost 1 energy less for each prize card in your opponent that your opponent has taken. So if they're down, I mean, you could really start wrecking them for... And this next one's a doozy, I promise. Its attack is called Combustion Blast for 250 damage. It costs 1 fire energy and 4 colorless, so 5 in total. And it does a whopping 250 damage. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't use Combustion Blast. Now, what you could do is you could get one of those scroll cards that gives them an extra attack. That would be a good way to get around not being able to attack on the next turn. Just saying. Weak against water, resistant to nothing, and retreat cost of 3. I believe this is also a first edition because they have the little F in the bottom. Now, the reason I was so excited is because in the very same pack, we got a Charizard. What are the fucking odds that we also got a Venusaur? That's fucking cool. Venusaur is a Stage 2 Grass-type Pokemon with 180 HP. It evolves from Ivysaur. Now, we should all know this by now, but I say it just so we know the chain. It is the normal Ivysaur, by the way. It doesn't matter which Ivysaur it evolves from, as long as it's not a Rocket or a Gym Leader Ivysaur. It has 2 attacks. First one is Loopy Lasso. Ability that allows you, once during your turn, you may flip a coin if heads switch one of your opponent's benched Pokemon with their active Pokemon, and the new active Pokemon is now asleep and poisoned. So, that was slick. It was so cool to get those 2 in one shot. I already have a Celebrations Venusaur and a Celebrations Blastoise. I never got a Charizard. I mean, it doesn't mean I never will, but I mean, it's really hard to get Celebrations packs anymore. They've definitely faded into obscurity as I expected they would. Fire Energy. Blanche. Blanche is a supporter trainer card, one per turn. FYI. Draw 2 cards. If you drew any cards in this way, flip a coin. If heads, attach a water energy card from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. I'll give you a better look at that. That was terrible. Ariados. Ariados is really cool to me. I've always liked him as a bug type. Ariados is a stage 1 grass type Pokemon with 110 HP. Has 2 attacks. First one is Poison String Up, 20 damage at the cost of 1 colorless energy. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed and poisoned. Second attack is Absorb for 50 damage at the cost of 1 grass and 1 colorless energy. Heal 50 damage from this Pokemon. That's actually pretty good. And then an item, Egg Incubator. You're familiar with these from the actual game, but basically what they do in this is flip a coin. If heads, search your deck for a basic Pokemon, put it onto your bench, and shuffle your deck. If tails, put the Egg Incubator on the bottom of your deck instead of in the discard pile. So basically, you win either way. You get a chance to do it again if you fail. Okay. All right, all right, all right. Next up, ladies and gents. Kind of go into business mode on this next one. Okay, card code. All right, Charmander. Tried to run away on me. Apom. Bulbasaur. Pidove. Magikarp. Chansey is the next up. Okay. Chansey. So, Chansey is a basic normal type Pokemon with 130 HP. It has 2 attacks. First attack is Delicious Egg. At the cost of 1 colorless energy, heal 30 damage from one of your bench Pokemon. And then Gentle Slap for 30 damage at the cost of 2 colorless energies. It's weak against fighting, resistant to nothing, and a retreat cost of 3. Okay, not bad. Got a new variant to Pikachu. The Thunder God himself. Thor would be proud. Basic Lightning type Pokemon with 70 HP. It has 1 attack called Wild Charge. 90 damage at the cost of 2 lightning energies and 1 colorless. It'll cause it to do 30 damage to itself in the process. So basically the takedown of lightning attacks. Weak against fighting, resistant to nothing, and a retreat cost of 1. Energy. Adios. Blanche. Steelix. Promise I actually pronounced his name properly. Steelix. My favorite Gen 2s. Okay, so that pack, I mean, it had an okay rare in it, but it was a very short-lived pack because pretty much everything aside from the rare and Chansey were something we've already seen. Okay, so that's how this is going to get a few packs in, is where you start running into some, well, you know how it goes. Okay? Alolan Rattata. Wimpod. Oh, let's not put those in the rares, because I was putting those on the rares. Pikachu. Squirtle. Tyranitar. What is this? This is a good pull. Oh, this is a really good pull. Tyranitar is a stage 2 dark type Pokemon with 180 HP, and it evolves from Pupitar. It's got 2 attacks. Its first one is Raging Crash for 10x damage at the cost of 2 colorless energies. This attack does 10 damage for each damage counter on all of your bench Pokemon. Its second attack is a doozy. It's Earthquake for 180 damage. Good old Earthquake. Costs 2 dark and 2 colorless, and this attack also does 20 damage to each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. Don't apply weakness and resistance for bench Pokemon. That is nasty. Next up, Golisopod, the Titan himself. Golisopod's a Stage 1 Water-type Pokemon with 130 HP that evolves from Wimpod. Its first attack is First Impression. 20 plus damage at the cost of 1 Water Energy, and if this Pokemon moved from your bench to the active spot this turn, this attack does 90 more damage. Its second attack, and more consistently, is Slash, with 100 damage at the cost of 1 Water and 2 Colorless Energies. Weak against Lightning, resistance to nothing, and a retreat cost of 2. Steel Energy. Lunatone. Lunatone is a basic Psychic-type Pokemon with 90 HP. One attack called Cycle Draw. For 1 Psychic Energy, discard a card from your hand. If you do, draw 3 cards. That's not bad. Second attack is Moon Kinesis for 30 plus damage at the cost of 3 colorless energies. This attack does 30 more damage for each Psychic Energy attached to this Pokemon. So if you use those 3 energies and you make sure they are Psychic, you could actually dole out some pretty good damage. Rare Candy. Rare Candy is a trainer item card. Choose one of your basic Pokemon in play, and if you have a Stage 2 card in your hand that evolves from that Pokemon, put that card onto the basic Pokemon to evolve it, skipping the Stage 1. You can't use this card during your first turn or on a basic Pokemon that was put into play this turn. Feels somewhat pointless. Unfezant. Unfezant is a Stage 2 Normal-type Pokemon with 140 HP, and it evolves from Tranquil. It has 2 attacks, Gust for 30 damage at the cost of 1 colorless energy, and then Hurricane Wing for 70x damage at the cost of 2 colorless energies. That allows you to flip 4 coins, and this attack will do 70 damage for each head. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's nasty. Alright guys, we're getting down to the last 4. In the last 4 packs. More than halfway there. We are 60% into this. So hopefully, now I do hope that we start seeing some packs here with a little more double. I'm actually okay with doubles because then I don't have to talk so much. Hold on here. Okay, so Wimpod. Again, I almost put that in the rare pile. Pikachu. Now, if I see a variant of anything, just so you guys know, I will go through it, obviously, with the 2 different Pikachus. Squirtle. Bidoof. Meltan. Mankey. I'm kidding, it's not Mankey. Spark, the third of the 3 teams. Trainer supporter card Spark. Draw 2 cards, and if you draw any cards in this way, flip a coin. If heads, attach a lightning energy from your discard pile to your bench Pokemon. Now, here's a little bit of a disappointment here. We have another Conkeldurr, so that shows that this is basically the Slowking V of this generation. Water Energy. Pupitar. Pupitar is a Stage 1 fighting-type Pokemon that evolves from Larvitar. Its attacks are Crashing Bullet for 20 damage at the cost of 1 colorless energy. This attack does 20 damage to each benched Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's. Don't apply weakness and resistance for benched Pokemon. And Tackle for 70 damage at the cost of 1 fighting and 2 colorless energies. Weak against grass, resistant to nothing, and a retreat cost of 2. Next up is Chansey, as we know, and Sparks again. So kind of a weak, that was a weak pack. I'm not impressed with that one. I mean, Conkeldurr, thanks for another one, I guess. Oh, next up, guys, is the Lost Origins ETB. We do have that in stock, and we are ready to open it, as well as Astral Radiance. We can really get a good look at some of the cards that are going to come with those. Okay, so got another card code. Okay. Ambipom. Slowpoke. Bibarel. Basic Spinarak. Cool. Spinarak is a basic grass-type Pokemon with 60 HP. He only has 1 attack. Poison Sting for 10 damage at the cost of 1 grass energy. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. Weak against fire. Resistant to nothing. And retreat cost of 1. Pidove. Magikarp. This is a weak pull too, because we got another Zapdos. I'm okay with it. He's cool. He's a cool Pokemon to me. I've always liked the way he looks, and you could use those in a deck pretty effectively. Dark Energy. Pokestop. Pokego Slowbro. Just kidding. Candela. Tikandel. Muffy Bed. I wonder if we, like, set up people to go to I wonder if people in, like, other parts of the world go to, like, a Canadian furniture store and we make them call it what it's called. And now I want to credit the source of this particular joke. His name's Peter Calamus. He did a really good skit for Just for Laughs once, and it was fucking hilarious. And he talked about you know, us going, you know, to their store, to IKEA, and you know, it's like a psychologist got to, you know, together with an architect. We want them to come in, we don't want them to leave. So kind of stuff like that, and just kind of pointing out all the funny things about IKEA. The Minnesotan, the really nice Westerners did a really funny skit on it too. Just as a, I don't remember what they're called, but they're pretty funny. They do a lot of Midwestern themed skits, and they're just priceless. Slowpoke. Bibarel. Spinnerack. Fuck doubles. God damn it. Pidove. Alolan Rattata. Holy shit. Okay, this one redeemed itself. Lure Module. It's like... Okay, but seriously? Mewtwo V-Star. I don't know how to use V-Star yet. But Mewtwo V-Star is a V-Star Pokemon that evolves from Mewtwo V. So you can get the Mewtwo V from this set, and that actually does it. But he's got 280 HP. He's a Psychic type, and his 2 attacks. First one is Psy-Surge. 90x damage at the cost of 1 Psychic and 1 Colorless Energy. Discard up to 3 Psychic Energies from your Pokemon. This attack does 90 damage for each card you discarded in this way. So, you can shell out 240 damage in a single shot as long as you don't care about what happens to your energies. Star Raid is its V-Star power. This attack does 120 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon V. This damage isn't affected by weakness or resistance, and you can't use more than 1 V-Star power in a game. So you could theoretically use this to obliterate a V Pokemon. Weak against Dark, resistant to Fighting, which is cost of 2. The V-Star rule: when your Pokemon V-Star is knocked out, your opponent takes 2 prizes. So pretty boilerplate stuff. 1 Grass Energy. Wartortle. Unpheasant. Lure Module. Good fake out on that Lure Module versus the actual Mewtwo V. We're on our last pack now, guys. So let's, come on, give me a Blastoise, guys. Give me a Blastoise. I need a Blastoise. Give me a Blastoise and I'll suck your dick or something. I don't fucking know. Anyways. You'll see. Numel. One of my favorites from that generation. Numel's a basic Fire-type Pokemon with 80 HP and 2 attacks. First one is Tackle for 20 damage at the cost of 1 Fire Energy and 1 Colorless Energy. Its other attack is Stomp for 50 plus damage at the cost of 2 Fire Energies and 1 Colorless. Flip a coin. If heads, its attack does 50 more damage. Alolan Raticate. Alolan Raticate is a Stage 1 evolution from Alolan Rattata. 120 HP, and he looks ridiculous. He's a Dark type with 2 attacks. First one, Chase Up for the cost of 1 Dark Energy. Search your deck for a card and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Second attack, Super Fang for 3 Colorless Energies. Put damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon until its remaining HP is 10. Potentially nasty. Weak against Grass, resistant to nothing, and a retreat cost of 3. Tranquil. Tranquil is a Stage 1 normal type Pokemon with 80 HP that evolves from Pidove. 2 attacks. First one is Aerial Ace. Flip a coin. If heads, its attack does 20 damage, or 20 more damage. So it's 20 plus. So 40 damage in total. 1 Colorless Energy. And the second attack is Flap for 30 damage at the cost of 2 Colorless Energies. Okay, Larvitar. So we got the whole set. We got Tyranitar, Larvitar, Pupitar, Tyranitar. Larvitar is a basic fighting type Pokemon with 60 HP. His first and only attack is Rock Smash for 10 plus damage. At the cost of 1 colorless energy, you can flip a coin, and if heads, this attack does 10 more damage. Weak against grass, resistant to nothing, and a retreat cost of 1. Natu. Natu is a basic psychic type Pokemon with 50 HP. It has 2 attacks. First one is Nap for 1 colorless energy. You can heal 20 damage for this Pokemon. And the second one is Peck, which will do 20 damage at the cost of 1 psychic and 1 colorless energy. Weak against dark, resistant to nothing, and a retreat cost of 1. Are you fucking kidding me? Slowpoke, reverse holo. And that's not the Psych Out. That's not the are you fucking kidding me. That's the... We got the big 3 in one shot. We pulled 1 ETB and we got the big 3. So, this is a Blastoise with 170 HP. Stage 2 that evolves from Wartortle. Water type. Its one attack ability is Vitality Spring. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 6 energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. Then, shuffle your deck. If you use this ability, your turn ends. That's rare, because normally you can use that at an attack. Second attack is Hydro Pump for 90 plus damage, so breaking out the classics. For 4 colorless energies, this attack does 30 more damage for each water energy attached to this Pokemon. So if you meet the minimum requirements with all water, you're going to do 90 plus 120. That's nasty. Okay, that's super cool that we pulled the big 3 in 1 ETB. So we got Blastoise, Charizard, and Venusaur in this. And we built them up from the ground, too. Because we got... the other one we didn't get was Ivysaur. Lightning Energy. Spark. Chansey. Xatu. Xatu is a Stage 1 Psychic-type Pokemon with 110 HP and evolves from Natu. Its first attack is Pinpoint Wave. This attack does 90 more damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon V. This damage isn't affected by weakness and resistance. Its second attack is Mind Bend for 50 damage at the cost of 1 Psychic, and 1 colorless energy. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. So, I would say this is one of the most successful pulls I've gotten from an ETB ever. Beyond Psych that I got the big 3. Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise. I mean, those Conkeldurs, I think that's ridiculous. But, like, we got a Legendary Bird. We got a Mewtwo variant. 2 of them, if you count the one that it comes with. But, like, not every day that you get these 3 lovelies in a single pull. This is the best pull I've ever had in my whole life. This is better than the first Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of Darkness pull, where I pulled a Paladin of Blue Eyes, like a Blue Eyes White Paladin, in the first, time buying a pack for that. Then a Tyranitar, Zapdos, Conkeldurr V, Golisopod. Like, this pull held nothing back. And plus, that Radiant Charizard is a goddamn psychopath. I mean, he is brutally powerful. So these guys are going to be set aside so they can actually be put with the others. But that is the ETB, the Pokemon Go ETB. I mean, it seems to be a good set. Now, a lot of repeats, as expected. ETBs tend to get that way when you get 10 packs in. So, thank you for checking out the stream space. I'm Pydera. You can find me over on YouTube, Pydera Space 74. If you want to catch our live streams for a lot of our games, pretty much all of our games will live stream on there first, and then move over to YouTube. You can find me over on Twitch, Pydera_74, or here, YouTube, Pydera Space 74. If you want to catch the original content that we do, like these polls and stuff, like that's how you can do that. So, thank you for checking out the stream space. I'm Pydera, and I will see you guys next time. Stupid energies.